I finally hit the jackpot for curiosity stories, and it could be a game changer when it comes to personality tests. This story is about a new personality test that relies on your choices in, wait for it, a role-playing game. Look, I like this because there are so many tests out there, from BuzzFeed quizzes to Myers-Briggs, that have zero rooting in science. They're just for fun. But even more legitimate questionnaires still rely on personal reporting, which isn't always the best way to get truly accurate results. These questionnaires don't usually consider the fact that answers could differ depending on the situation being presented or the way it's worded and interpreted. On top of all that, sometimes people don't really care about the test they're being told to take, so they just kind of fudge it. Well, this new paper, published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences, suggests that immersing test takers in a role-playing game may help overcome some of these issues. As in, researchers at Louisiana State University believe the solution is to make personality tests less teen magazine and more game-like. So the team developed a role-playing scenario where a mythical character wakes up in an underground cave with no memory of how they got there. The goal is to reach the Earth's surface by traversing a labyrinth of tunnels. Players run into new creatures and challenges as they move throughout the tunnels, and they have to choose between 3 courses of action, each of which represents a different personality factor. And the researchers found the game format had 2 major benefits. First, people were engaged by the game, which made them more likely to complete the entire assessment with thoughtful and honest answers. And second, participants were less likely to fake answers based on social bias, because the game focused on an abstract character rather than themselves. I mean, you might have a separate character do something more honestly than you would admit yourself would do it, right? Best of all, the personality traits determined by the player's choices in the game were moderately correlated with their personality traits on a standard personality questionnaire. Those traditional questionnaires might be imperfect, but having their results match up at least somewhat with the new game's results meant that the researchers were onto something. As for next steps, the researchers said, quote, "We believe that the future of game-like personality testing has promising potential for both research and practice," unquote. Grab your D20 and I'll help you test your personality anytime. Do you know what a D20 is?
Yes, it's that big die that has 20 sides.
It's a 20-sided die.
Yeah.
In the role-playing game community, they shorthand the sides of dice with lowercase d followed by how many sides it is. So a D4 is a 4-sided die, a D6 is a 6-sided die, etc.
I've dated my share of nerds.